like that is why the world is not that you specifically, but the fact that all men want is sex is why the world is twisted as fuck. Because guess what? I'm gonna bring some real shit into this. Men are in control of what? What are men in control of on the top of the world? What is the most biggest chain round right now that's making the most money? That's the biggest elephant in the room, and who is it ran by?
Who? STEM?
No, sex trafficking. Think about it. But it's real. But what is it ran by? But what is it ran by? What is it ran by? Men. Probably, and what you just said, men only want sex. So how embarrassing is that the biggest gender that runs these big chains around the world is ran by men because y'all want sex.
Well, I'm not arguing that. I'm not even gonna go there.
No, but it goes both into what you just said. That is the problem. Men need to learn how to control their sexual temptations, whatever their drive, whatever. No, because it is. But it is. It is the bigger problem in this world. It needs to stop being the biggest elephant in the world. It really does.
No. Okay.
Men need to learn how to control that shit. It is
okay. So then you control. No. Hold on. So then you control. Stop dating dudes that's taller than you. Stop dating dudes that have more status than you. Stop dating dudes that have more money than you.
We're
Stop dating.
No.
No. What I'm talking about is biology. No. What I'm talking about is biology, right?
So there's a reason behind sexual trafficking. What is the reason?
I'm not talking about sexual trafficking right now.
But it goes back around.
I'm trying to talk about what you want is accepted in society. What men want is deemed bad. You shouldn't want a younger woman because she's more fertile, etc. You should want an old bitter bitch. Like, no, that's not how society is run.
But you're not thinking as a percentage. You know what's so funny? You know what I've been wanting to say on this podcast, and I was waiting for the opportunity.
Say it.
Because I've been waiting for this shit. Because guess what? I have had a conversation with multiple guys, right?
Yes.
Why does body count matter? You know what most of them tell me?
What?
They're like, women are the divine. We are the portals to life. We're more sacred. Yes. We're more this, we're more that. But guess what? Does society as a whole treat us like we're divine and sacred? No. Like the whole society that is ran by mainly men, if you're throwing a percentage scale, are we treated like that? No, but this is a real question, a real legit question.
Yes.
Guys expect this, and when I ask that, it only comes for their only ego beneficial to be the first to conquer that territory for a sexual benefit. When it comes to an overall thing, men want women to have a low body count for that reason, but are we respected like that in public and in society? No.
Okay, but you gotta always understand that to be objectified, you have to objectify yourself first. If you are a female. What?
There are so many cases.
I'm not getting into specifics.
But we're talking. I'm talking facts too. Okay. I'm talking. We're not talking just. I'm talking facts.
Gotcha.
These are legit facts. So anyway,
before
you're trying to contradict, you're talking more of like I'm talking on an overall world percentage basis. Fucking pandemic that's going on right now.
What I'm talking about
because sex is the problem.
Okay, I actually agree. Hold on. I actually agree with you to some degree. But here's the difference in what I am talking about. What I'm saying is, as a man, you want certain things, you have certain urges, you have certain hormones, etc. As a woman, you have certain things, etc. They are different. For you to say, as a man, you should be wanting to be in a relationship and only be with one woman and blah, 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 that's you putting how you think on someone else, and that's called projection. That's not how the world works.
That's also how it works. But I also just said earlier, it depends on the type of one, or not earlier, but another podcast, I just said it also depends on the type of relationship you're with. But I'm also talking on an overall, scale.
Yeah.
I feel like overall, in a sense, once you give it up, they just a male, I feel like in general just stops trying. They're like, I got what I want.
The men are built off the chase.
Krista got to get some game right now. All right, let me give you some game, Miss Krista, because you need to learn. I
know what he's gonna. He's just gonna say men love the chase. The chase is part that's built in the man's DNA. They're built to chase. They're built to hunt. So
I'm not chasing, baby. I
attract.
No. I don't.
But that's just how men are.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that necessarily.
I feel like
this
it
is what I'm
goes
going
both
to say.
ways.
Now I want you to listen very carefully what I'm about to say, because this is just straight facts. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. So if we want sex, we have to chase you to get said sex.
I agree.
Okay. If you want relationship, you have to chase us to get relationship. Agreed. That's how it works. So when a guy puts and invests and tries to take you out on dates or whatever the fuck he may do to try to get sex, once sex happens, his job is done because he did what he wanted to do.
He did what he wanted to do, and that's that.
No, that's not
and
that.
A male, yeah, and that is that.
Let's
that
be
is
sassy
that.
with it. No.
No.
I might hurt your feelings right now. I'm be honest.
I'm sorry.
I might be honest, but I might hurt your feelings right now.
Go for it.
That's that because that's all you're worth. If you're a female that is actually fun, that's actually tolerable, that's actually feminine, that's actually loyal, that's actually
and what
attractive,
if I'm all of that? What if I'm all of that, but I still
You can't be all of that and the guy just be like, I'm done. No.
That's how most men
are literally.
No, I'm telling you. No.
Okay.
I promise you. If you are a female and you are loyal, feminine, and attractive, and you give him sex, he's gonna be like, and you try to go for the relationship, he's gonna be like, damn, this woman is dope. I'm not finished speaking.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, damn, this woman is actually dope. She's added value to my life. I can't replace this woman. Damn, I'm actually gonna be. I can see myself being in a relationship with her. What happens is women have this dumbass mindset of thinking, oh, he chased me, sex happened. Oh, I'm just gonna sit and just chill and not do anything.
But that's not how I am in a sense. I agree with what you're saying, 100%. I agree. But in a sense, no, like, that's just not how I feel, because I feel like men get scared of the word relationship. They hear, oh, you want to be in a relationship? Nope, I'm not trying to be in a relationship. I'm not ready for a relationship. I hear that all the fucking time.
Because
I'm not ready for a relationship.
I don't want to hurt your feelings,
I don't want to be in a relationship.
You're not worth it. You're not worth it to them.
Then why did you fuck with me in the first place?
Because he wants to fuck. I want that to be clear. Men don't chase relationships.
And that's fucking sad. That's sad.
No, it's not.
That's sad.
That's not sad.
That's honestly sad.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
As women, we agree that it's sad, but as men,
sad.
y'all are going to have your own opinion, but as women, and the most, and I'm...
Let's talk. We talking right now.
A lot of girls.
It's a good episode. Let's go.
I've talked to a lot of girls. Y'all may think that y'all dab each other up, but I trust me 100%. In the women community, we do not. We're like, you're a lame after that.
That's cap.
No,
right,
we're not.
No.
Why do you say it's cap?
Okay.
You want me to listen to you as a man, and I'm sitting here telling you as a woman, you're still telling me it's cap.
Okay, because here's why.
How is it still cap?
Okay, here's why.
Am I a woman,
I'm about
right?
to explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so here's why it's cap, right? 1 in 3 men haven't had sex in a year or is a virgin.
Cap.
No. That's not
That's
cap.
hilarious.
That's literally statistics.
That's honestly fucking
That's literally
hilarious.
statistic.
That's
you know why you
hilarious.
think it's cap? Because you only see the top percentage of dudes. You don't see the regular dudes that's just chilling, that can't get bitches, that don't have sex, etc. So you're using the minority to represent the majority, and this is what continuously happens. Yeah, got your ass.
No, I'm thinking the question I'm gonna put.
Yeah. All right, so let me finish. So if that's the case, right, and y'all continuously fucking the top tier dudes, that's why that's happening. So for you to say women to run and be like, oh, he's this or he's that, maybe they do talk behind your back. Maybe they do be like
says
fucking.
Men are higher on the sexually active on an overall basis. A percentage.
Men, I don't know. Okay, hold on. I want to be very clear. Men are a higher sexual the population of percentages.
Let's do which one has more hooks up.
We don't have to. This is common sense. There would not be strip clubs.
There would not be
OnlyFans. No. There would not be strip clubs. There would not be OnlyFans. There would not have an epidemic of simps.
22.3 of hookups are women and 77.7 of hookups are men.
Period.
That's
science, but this is science. Are we going?
No. Because you didn't look up the right. No. You didn't.
I said which gender has more hookups.
That is not hookups. Which gender has more recent or active partners?
More recent or...
I feel like men have the tendency to keep multiple women around when they're not.
Men. It still says men. It still says... No, look at it.
This is... Oh, shit. How the fuck up my goddamn shit. Average... Where does this say men?
It says men right there.
Men has more. Of course, men have more partners. You asking the wrong questions.
Look at it. Look at the thing that I applied.
No. You're asking the wrong questions. What I'm talking.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll find the right answer for you.
Thank you. Because of course, men gonna try to have the most partners. But besides that, let's stay on topic here. Let's stay on in this conversation. I just want you to use common sense for a second.
It is common sense.
No.
Men have more sexual partners.
Can you honestly? Okay.
Sure.
Can you? How many dudes that go into your DM that you fuck?
None.
Not a lot.
None.
The rest of my case. What are we talking about then?
Because it gives me the ick when they just try to.
No. You don't even see what I just did there. If majority of women think exactly how y'all think, majority of women move exactly how y'all move, y'all pick quantity versus quantity. Y'all don't just any dude that hits you up, y'all not having sex with them. They have to go through a filter to whatever standards that y'all have, right? If that's the case, how can the fuck majority of men fucking women when you guys...
You're comparing Instagram, where there's Instagram with thousands of naked bitches, and you can like and slide in every DM if you want to. Like
my overall consensus is this. Men are not having sex the way you think men are having sex. You are having sex the way you think because you are only looking at the minority of men versus the majority. The majority of dudes down here in the bars, they're not getting laid. Majority of dudes down here in the bars are not having one-night stands. Majority of dudes that's out here trying to date bitches and trying to hook up with bitches are not successful. All right? That's just you go to the bars and clubs. How many times you go home with a different dude? You probably go home with a thank you. Exactly. That's the majority of women. So how can you extrapolate that to say?
I'm not saying I go home with I don't go home with a different.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
saying.
So
it's like, so what is the comparison? You know what's crazy? I literally had this exact conversation with a guy that I'm talking to. I said, I'm gonna have a girls' night. He has some. I said, what's wrong? I've been going on girls' night. You think every girls' night I found a dick to hop on when I went home?
Okay, but that's a different topic.
The guys automatically think they think when you automatically go out, you're looking for
it's the biggest controversy.
Because
also, women can go
because
out.
you're not.
No,
you can still go out.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We are jumping subjects. But let's talk about it.
I literally go out with my friends to have a drink, and we will go by a section by ourselves and dismiss every man that comes in there if we don't want them there.
Okay, talk to me. Let me just answer.
Like that is some.
Let me ask you some questions.
That is some real shit. I think what you're saying is like you must have had a lot of like relationships with younger women or like young college women or whatever the fuck, because in reality grown women, we go out, we have dinner, and we go to a club by a section ourselves, so we don't feel like nobody. Not saying we want to do that, but I'm saying if we want to enjoy a girls' night out